Respected Sir, Ma'am, greetings of the day. I, Rajvinder Kaur, research scholar, University School of Business, going to present my research paper on the topic Role of Human Resource Management and Future HR Jobs in the Era of Globalization. Introduction. In every industry, human resource management is critical. Without human resources, organizations would be able to effectively recruit and retain staff, improve and grow the business, or maintain a stable, supporting work culture and atmosphere. Human resource management has a huge impact on an organization's growth. So, the present study is an attempt to explore about role of human resource management and future HR jobs in the era of globalization. Talking about review of literature, where the review of literature states that HRM aids in increasing employee productivity. Management of human resources has an impact on employee performance when it comes to developing and executing training programs for human resource growth. In designing and developing training programs for human resource growth, HRM has an impact on efficacy of employee success. The study conducted by Alumi et al. 2015. So likewise, various studies are conducted where they have concluded, and I have found out the research gaps by the literature review. Research gap. Extensive literature has been reviewed and it has been studied that all the literature is based on the importance of human resource management in business organizations. Many studies are based on impact of human resource practices on the organizational performance, employee performance, etc. But there are not many studies which are related to present study. That is, there is no study in human resource management which actually talks about the various careers in HRM field. Although very few studies are there which talks about HRM as a profession, but they are not contributing much to the area of knowledge. Therefore, the present study bridges the gap of past literature and contribute to the aspect of human resource management knowledge. Talking about the significance of the study is very important to conduct to know the actual role of human resource management, because HRM implies that the right type and qualities of workers are present in the workforce, as well as providing opportunities for individuals and groups of employees to develop and improve their careers. Objectives of the study. The first objective is to identify the role of human resource management in the era of globalization, and the second objective is to explore about future HR jobs in the era of globalization. Research methodology. So both type of data is collected for the present study, that is primary data as well as secondary data. Primary data is the data which is first hand data. So for the present study, the study's primary data is gathered from in-depth interviews with 15 HR professionals. Secondary data is collected from various databases such as Google Scholar, ResearchGate, EBSCOhost and JSTOR. Talking about analysis and discussion. To identify the role of human resource management in the era of globalization. Globalization has been a theme for past 2 decades. The companies become global with offices in variety of countries around the world. So, the first role is conducting training programs for employees. Human resources are primarily responsible for establishing a global corporate culture. HRM is in charge of determining the required training programs for management. HR must encourage managers to enroll in the programs. They must comprehend the origin of workplace culture and how they are supposed to act on a global scale. Talent management and performance management. The first major role should be human resources of any organization. It needs to implement internationally managed HR professionals that are focused on production of global talents and comprehensive approach. The first internationally regulated HR processes are typically success management and talent management. Then is global mobility. Global human resources will find the best employees in the company and relocate them to various countries. It is also not easier to implement global mobility, but the international organizations require international leaders who can handle complex projects across continents. The next one is policy development in the workplace. Every business has a protocol in the place to maintain the organization's equity and consistency. One of the HRM's responsibility is to build the language that surrounds these policies. HRM administrations and executives are all active in the policy making process. It is important to remember that HR team don't and can't function at their own. They must include all other organizational units what they are doing. Then is benefits and compensation. HR managers must determine whether remuneration is fair, consistent with the business demands, and adequate to attract the talent from the marketplace to the entire organizations. Compensation refers to the money that an employee receives in return of doing his or her work. So, this entails establishing pay structure that take into consideration the period of time spent with the company, year of services, and other factors. Then is retention. Employee retention refers to retaining the inspiring workers to remain with the business. Employee retention is influenced by a variety of factors, including benefits. The following are the causes why 90% of employees quit the company. Problem relating to work they do, problem with their boss, and unfavorable working conditions. Then is protection of workers. In any organization, safety of every employee should be top priority. New policies are often enacted with the purpose of establishing federal or state requirements to ensure workplace safety. The conditions for workplace safety can also be influenced by unions and union contracts. So the next one is future HR jobs in the era of globalization. Work from home mediator. The work from home trend accelerated much faster than everyone anticipated, and there are a number of researchers going on every day about how to keep workers motivated and efficient in their new environment. Then is HR data investigator. From an HR viewpoint, the potential to read data and use it to fuel insights that support the bottom line has never been more important. To be competitive, a growing number of workers working remotely, significant shift in their talent pool, and evolving skills required for the workplace progress and data analysis, maintenance, etc. HR finding somebody who can direct data practices as well as clean up all those data. Then is director for gig market economy. It is one of the hot topic in today's time as more employees adopt for freelance, contractor, and gig economy, etc. This is spreading to areas where it was once more popular to keep talent in-house, such as safety testing or freelancing developers. Many companies will adopt new operational strategies and create new product as they rebound from the crisis caused by COVID-19. The next one is auditor of algorithm biasness. Biasness in AI is indeed a concern, and AI is used in business creation, sales, evaluation, and recruiting will grow in the future. Organizations would want to determine that AI programs are free of prejudice, are equal, moral, and reflect the organization's standard in each of the areas. The next one is well-being director. The general manager would overseen by the director, who will also provide community client oversight to the wellness counselors. Human network analyst. HNA identify which worker collaborate with most often, who they seek input from, who they consider mentors, and are more mapping interaction between individuals and teams in the organization. The next one is diversity officer. Diversity and equality is emerging concept in every organization in today's time. Nowadays, organizations are welcoming diversity and inclusion at the workplace. Equality and diversity officials functions in the workplace, colleges, housing councils, social care agencies, and the broader community to encourage equality and eliminate discrimination. So, officials of diversity and inclusion seeks to eliminate workplace biasness on the basis of gender, disability, ethnicity, faith, and sexual preference. So, coming towards the conclusion part, it is concluded that the human resource development is one of the greatest important aspect of any organization, whether it is global or not. They are the foundation of any company's long-term viability. The practices and working environment of an organization are primarily used to access its profits. HRM is realistic approach to retaining workers that focus on human resource recruitment, usage, and management. So, HRM career is on rising stage. All the leaders and managers concerned about it. So, therefore, it is much important to cope with the market changes for the long-term survival of any business organization. So, these are some of the references used in the study. Thank you so much.